Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, July 13th, 2023. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Just a quick update on our newest free offering, the Daily News Recap email. It's free, and every night you'll get the top local news stories sent right to your inbox at 7 p.m. We're fast approaching 9,000 subscribers, so if you want in, I'll drop a link right here in the show notes. All right, we do have a little bit of news, so we probably ought to get into it. So, shall we? I'm beginning to think that we can't start a day in Annapolis without talking about a shooting. Yesterday, just after midnight, police responded to the intersection of Forest Drive and Tyler Avenue for a report of shots fired. The police release said that they found the gas station was hit as well as 2 occupied apartments in the Robinwood community. They did not find any suspects or any injured people. But reading the release, one might think there were just a few shots fired. It wasn't. People that heard them were passing by the area say that it was a high-powered automatic weapon. Here's what it sounded like. Well, what do you think? In the great news department, Rams Head Presents announced a partial lineup for the second annual Annapolis Songwriters Festival slated for September 14th through the 17th. 4 days of music all over the city. Headliners that we know so far: James McMurtry, Marty Stewart, Patty Griffin, Leanne Rimes, and get this, Blondie. This will be an amazing event, and we will be all over it, so you want to make sure you do stay tuned to eyeonannapolis.net. Tickets do go on sale this Friday at noon. You can get them at AnnapolisSongwritersFestival.com. A little bit of school news. As expected, the ban on flags in the classroom failed by a vote of 4 to 3 to 1. Corinne Frank introduced the legislation which would ban any flags other than the U.S., Maryland, Anne Arundel, or Annapolis flags in the school unless there was a bona fide educational lesson. She was joined in voting for the ban by Melissa Ellis and Michelle Corkadell. Opposing were Joanna Tobin, Robert Silkworth, Dana Schalheim, and newly sworn-in student member, Eric Lynn. Gloria Dent abstained, but no matter which way her vote may have gone, the measure would have failed. Also yesterday, Dr. Bedell released his redistricting recommendations. If adopted, it will redraw boundaries for 48 schools in the northern end of the county, create boundaries at 2 new schools, and make sure that all schools would be under 100% capacity. This plan is available at aacps.org/redistricting, and you can and should take a look, whether you have a kid or not. And you can also submit a comment there as well through sometime in August. Remember, this is the first part. The rest of the county will also go through this process as well, and Annapolis, Arundel, Broadneck, Crofton, Severna Park, South River, and Southern are all slated to begin their redistricting process in February of 2025. At one point, Maryland was ranked 12th best as far as states go for business by CNBC. But that was just for a hot minute in 2021 because we historically have been solidly in the middle of the pack. Well, this year is no different because we are now ranked 22nd for 2023, which actually is up 5 points from the 27th ranking we had last year. Looking for the best states, you need to head south. Virginia is number 2 and North Carolina is number 1. And as we wrap it up, and as we are discussing number 1 and number 2, let's talk about the new restrooms at BWI. Okay, groan all you want at that dad joke, but BWI is in the running for the best bathroom in the nation. For the next month, you can go to bestrestroom.com and cast your vote in the contest, sponsored by Kintus. And in case you're wondering, Tampa International won last year. So go vote. Let's let BWI be number 1. Hey, don't forget the tickets for the 18th annual Boatyard Beach Bash at the Annapolis Maritime Museum and Park are dwindling. The date is September 9th, so you want to go get those tickets now at amaritime.org. And remember that tonight at the museum, it is the Tides and Tunes. Technically, it's free, but drop a 10 spot to help out, and you want to enjoy the awesomeness that is the One Night Only Band. All right, that's all I've got news-wise. Podcast stuff. Up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, the Ballet Theater of Maryland. And depending on my motivation level today, I do have some bonus pods for you from a looper and from the Bay Sox. All right, that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you, and a thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, Alpha Engineering, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to hang tight because we have George from DCMDVA Weather with the only locally forecast weather report you will find. And of course, Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace is here with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. All that coming right up, so hang tight.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better, knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, July 13th. Yesterday brought more sunshine and hot temperatures to the Annapolis region, and it will stay hot for at least the next several days, though skies will turn rainy again in the PM hours later today, and there will be a threat of rain each day tomorrow through the weekend. Look for mixed skies today with highs in the low 90s or so, with a likelihood of some showers and storms in the PM hours as well, potentially lasting into the overnight hours, which will then be followed by temps around the 90-degree mark every day through the weekend, with an ongoing risk for more showers and storms each day as well. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another exciting weekend of affordable family fun at Prince George's Stadium with the Bowie Bay Sox. It starts on the 14th with our big hitter bobblehead, Connor Norby, for the first 750 fans. Saturday sees our special circus night with post-game fireworks. And Sunday features the Kobe Mayo Squish Pillow with special ticket package. Get your tickets now by calling 301-805-6000 or anytime online at baysox.com. The Bowie Bay Sox. Let us be your 9-inning vacation.
Advanced illness decisions aren't always easy. Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, wants you to know you do have a choice over who provides care, what type of care, and when and where your loved one receives that care. Learn more at hospicechesapeake.org.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. At Wolf on the Wharf in Edgewater, all next week, Monday through Friday, they're having another one of their Wolf Kids camps with kayaking, paddleboarding, fishing, learning basic dog obedience skills, as well as arts and crafts. At Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road. On Saturday, check out Fixing Your Mistakes. Then on Tuesday, they have their Olive Knits Lemon Spritz class, and registration is open for classes coming up later in July and August, including Knitting Backwards, Christmas in July, and a Kids Knit Camp coming up at the end of July. That's a week-long camp for kids ages 8 through 11, with a focus on all things fiber. At Books for International Goodwill, Saturday and Sunday, they have their Books for for International Goodwill Big Book Sale. It's a fundraiser for the Pearl Rotary Club with thousands of books at great prices. At Blended Essentials in Severna Park, registration is open for their summer camps continuing next week and running through August. Camps include making candles, soaps, bath bombs, lotions, and more. And each camp is a different theme. Next week's theme is the Great Outdoors. At Whole Foods in Annapolis, again, their Half Pint Kids Club is taking a couple weeks off, but registration is open for their Junior Chef's Summer Culinary Camp running July 24th through the 28th. At Art Farm in Annapolis, tonight they're having another sketch night with a model. Not a drawing class, but just a fun social sketch night with a live model. Sunday is their Vibe, Flow, and Chill Yoga at the Farragut Farmers Market at the Navy Stadium. Tuesday, they have Exploring Watercolors for teens and adults. And all next week is their Kids Art Camp with experiments in digital drawing, painting, and design camp for ages 10 through 15, as well as their Off the Wall Camp with experimental art for ages 8 through 12. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today, the Bush Annapolis Library has Shape It Up, exploring shapes by creating shape monsters, doing shape printing, and building vehicles with shapes for preschoolers. Saturday, Crofton Library has Ask a Master Gardener. Odenton has Fairy Tale STEM with the 3 Billy Goats Gruff, building a bridge strong enough to protect the Billy Goats from the troll. And Bush Annapolis has Flicks and Sticks, watching bridges of Madison County, while knitting, crocheting, and more. On Monday, Bush Annapolis Library has Decorative Magnets, with an All Together Now theme. Tuesday, Discovery's Library at the Mall has a Summer Steam Club, celebrating Shark Week with an afternoon of STEAM challenges and activities. Severn has Mitchell's vs. the Machines and a craft night, watch a fantastic original animated film, and do some crafts. And Broadneck has the Broadneck Needle Crafters. And then on Wednesday, Linthicum has their Steam Wednesday with their Kindness Sidewalk Chalk Party. Glen Burnie has Oobleck Adventures, fun with everyone's favorite non-Newtonian fluid. Bush Annapolis has a community story quilt, Make It Together, creating a quilt with the Summer at Your Library theme all together now. Glen Burnie has a Maker's Night with Famous Artist Series. Eastport Annapolis Neck has their Mad Hatter's Knitting Club. And then there's a virtual meetup with a virtual visit to the National Cryptologic Museum. Over at the Pongo's Learning Lab and Coder Kids Club in Crofton, their summer clubs are in full swing. Next week has 3 camps. One is Young Inventors, then there's Game Design and Coding with Roblox, and finally there are morning sessions of gross, messy, and fun science. And at the Patuxent Lapidary Guild this week, on Saturday is round 2 of their Faceting 101 with Basic Rounds class. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.